Emily Parker was an investigative journalist. Her job was to uncover the truth, but her obsession was always with the stories people had buried or deliberately forgotten. One evening, an anonymous email landed in her inbox. Attached was an old newspaper clipping from 1986. The article spoke of something disturbing. It described a remote island off the coast of Korea, where inside a massive hidden complex, real-life torture games were conducted. According to the report, high-level officials were secretly involved, sending those who spoke against them to this place of no return. The coordinates of the island were included in the email. Emily couldn't resist. This was the kind of story she lived for. She decided to go there herself. Armed with nothing more than a flashlight, a printed map, and her camera, Emily took a small boat across to the island. But the moment she stepped ashore, her fully charged phone died in her hand. The forest was dense, the path treacherous. She followed the map into the shadows. The deeper she went, the more the air changed. A storm rolled in from nowhere, winds howling through the trees. Suddenly, the sound of sobbing echoed in the darkness. It was faint, like someone crying for help. Emily rushed toward it, but just as quickly as it came, the sound vanished. Now she was lost in the heart of the forest. For a brief moment, the wind stilled. That was when she noticed it. Behind a tree, a pale, thin girl was watching her. The girl said nothing, only stared. When Emily approached, the figure was gone. She brushed it off as an illusion. But then her head grew heavy, her vision blurred, and the world slipped away. When she woke, Emily was no longer in the forest. She was inside a pitch-black room of the very complex she had come searching for. Muffled noises echoed from the hall outside. She opened the door and stepped into a vast chamber. What she saw froze her blood. Dozens of people were gathered, their hands and feet bound. Masked guards stood over them with rifles. The prisoners were forced to participate in something grotesque, a race, balancing lemons on spoons clenched between their teeth. One boy stumbled, dropping his lemon. Without hesitation, a guard pulled the trigger. The boy collapsed instantly, blood pooling beneath him. Emily's heart pounded. This wasn't just a rumor, this was real. These were the torture games. Among the terrified players, Emily suddenly recognized someone, the same thin girl she had seen in the forest. The girl was running, struggling to keep her lemon balanced. Then it slipped, rolling across the floor, stopping at Emily's feet. Before she could react, a gunshot split the air. The girl's body fell lifelessly right in front of Emily. Tears welled in her eyes. But then, impossibly, the girl's corpse stirred. Her eyes opened wide, her face twisting into something inhuman. Around them, every dead body began to rise. Their skin blackened, eyes turned ghostly white. The guards, the players, the victims, they were all gone. Only these monstrous figures remained, slowly closing in on her. Emily bolted back into the dark room and slammed the door. Fists pounded from the other side, shaking the walls. She held her breath, terrified. But suddenly, the pounding stopped. When she opened the door, the hall was empty. Dust and dried blood covered the floor. The screams she had heard moments ago were replaced by silence. She realized the figures she had seen weren't alive at all. They were the spirits of the tortured prisoners, bound forever to this place. Emily snapped photographs of the complex, determined to expose the truth, and somehow made it out alive. From the shore, she looked back one last time. The girl appeared again, watching her, before vanishing into thin air. Back home, Emily couldn't shake the mystery. Who had sent her the email? How had she ended up inside the complex so suddenly? And who was that girl, haunting her at every turn? One day, while sifting through old letters from her readers, she found one from a boy written a year earlier. His fiancée, Kim, had gone missing after they visited an island. He had begged Emily for help. Attached was a photograph. When Emily saw the picture, she froze. It was the girl, the same ghostly figure she had encountered on the island. But how? The torture games were supposed to have ended in 1986. Could they still be happening even now? Authorities later searched the island. The complex was abandoned, but beneath it they discovered over 1,000 skeletons. DNA confirmed one belonged to the missing girl, Kim. The crimes were undeniable, but the government suppressed the truth. No officials were ever punished. Emily fought to bring the story to light. But within months, she was killed in a mysterious car accident. Some believe it wasn't an accident at all. And perhaps, just perhaps, those games are still being played. So what do you think? If this chilling story gripped you, don't forget to subscribe to The Silent Terror for more tales that should have stayed forgotten.